Yo, what is going on, you guys? Rep the 407 here, bringing you a brand new video. In today's video, we are back on the tier maker. Last time I was on the tier maker, we went on defense, but we're coming back to the offense, and I'm going to do the tight ends. Originally, I wasn't going to do the tight ends, but then I saw the list, and I was like, why not? Let's just do it. Let's get it out of the way and complete the offense, because I'm not going to do offensive line. I don't really know how to rank them. I don't know offensive lines like that. So the tight end is the last position we will be doing on the offense. And then I might do linebackers. It's kind of interesting because there's a lot, since there's always two linebackers on the field, or two middle linebackers, and then you have outside linebackers. It's a lot, so I might do that, but we'll look into that later. But here we go. Here are the tight ends, all 32 starting tight ends, and it's an interesting list. I think there's a couple good players, a couple players you guys might not think I would put in this tier, but you'll definitely see where I will put them. And I'm gonna fix the list real quick because it says elite, near elite. I don't like that. I'm gonna just fix it to say S through D. So give me 1 sec. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, that's way better. You see we have S, A, B, C, D. D obviously being the worst and S obviously being the best. But we're just going to jump straight into it. And the first person we are starting off is the Chicago Bears tight end, and that is Trey Burton. So Trey Burton, a part of the Philly special, got himself a ring in Philly and then got him a nice contract in Chicago. And I have him personally at the B tier. I feel like he is an average tight end. He's really good. Not really good. He's good, but I don't think he's better than what I have at A and S tier. But he's one of the better tight ends in the league, in my opinion. Another player I have in the B tier is Vance McDonald. I feel like Vance McDonald is underrated in my eyes. Not many people talk to him. I don't think, not talk to him, but talk about him. I don't think he's a top 10 tight end, but he's very underrated. Like, he'll go out there, get you your yards, get you your touchdowns. And he had that one nasty stiff arm on Chris Conte against the Bucks in week 3. The guy is a physical beast, and he just, like, if you see how he plays on the field, he's physical. So if you go watch his highlights, you see how physical he is. I feel like he's underrated, and I'm just glad he's a Steeler, because not many people think he's a good tight end, but he really is. On to the next tight end right here. We have David Njoku. I like David Njoku a lot. He's still very young. I know he could be a very good tight end in the league, but right now I'm going to have him at B tier as well. I feel like he's very similar to Trey Burton, but David Njoku is going to be a good tight end in the future. Not right now, probably not this year. Maybe this year with Odell and more targets on the team, maybe. But I feel like he's going to be a tight end in the future, but right now I have him at B tier. On to the next player right here. We have CJ Uzomah. I don't know how to say his last name, but I am going to put him at the C tier. It's still pretty good. He did have a good year last year for coming in for Tyler Eifert because he was injured, but he's just not like a great tight end. He'll go out there, get you a couple yards, but nothing too crazy. Hayden Hurst right here. He was a rookie last year, and he didn't really do much, so that's why I have him at D tier. He obviously can be good. I feel like Hayden Hurst is similar to like George Kittle. That's what I see Hayden Hurst as. I feel like he will be a good tight end. He would be like maybe a George Kittle level. Maybe not, because George Kittle level is a little bit high. But he can be a good tight end, but he just didn't have a really good rookie year last year, and that can improve. And right now, I'm going to jump a little bit. Another player just like that is Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki, I was hoping he had a great year. I picked him up in fantasy because the Dolphins didn't really have a tight end, and they drafted him, so I thought he was going to play great. And he really didn't do much. So, yeah, that's why I have him at D tier. But back to the beginning right here, we have Jared Cook, a Pro Bowl tight end. But I'm not putting him at S tier. I am putting him at A tier. So Jared Cook is an A tier type player in my eyes. He obviously made the Pro Bowl. He had a great year for the Raiders last year. He made a couple of like huge plays last year, and hopefully he could ball out for the Raiders this year, especially with that new team that they have. But we'll see what they do. Greg Olsen right here, another great tight end. I'm also going to put him at A tier. He's an old reliable. He's like Larry Fitzgerald. He's Cam's #1 target. As long as he can stay healthy, I'm pretty sure he'll do good. And Cam always loves throwing to Greg Olsen. Right now it's between it's like Cam, Christian McCaffrey, and Greg Olsen. Those are like the main three. And then DJ Moore might step up later, but right now it's Greg Olsen's the main target, so that's why I have him at A tier. On to Austin Hooper right here. I'm gonna put him at B tier as well, which is surprising because he did make the Pro Bowl last year, but at the same time, I don't think he should have made the Pro Bowl. That is also surprising in my eyes. So that's why I have him at B tier. He's a good tight end. He's tall. but I don't see him as like an A tier tight end. I don't see him as Jared Cook or Greg Olsen level, so that's why I have him at B tier. Next tight end we have right here is Cameron Brate. I'm kind of mad they didn't put OJ Howard. Like, I would have put OJ Howard over Cameron Brate, but either way, I would have had them in the B tier. Cameron Brate did have a good year 2 years ago, I want to say. I don't know. I don't remember his year last year because I know OJ Howard had a great year last year until he got hurt. But I know Cameron Brate is a good tight end. He's a bigger guy, so he could go up there and fight for the ball. But I feel like OJ Howard's a little bit better, but I still would have put both in the B tier. So that's the Bucs tight end. Right here we have Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, unfortunately, he was hurt last year, but I feel like if healthy, he's an A tier tight end. That might be a little bit too high. I might be pushing it, but I feel like he's a top 10 tight end in my eyes. And I feel like he's definitely an A tier tight end. If you guys disagree, obviously let me know in the comments. But I feel like he deserves the A tier, and I feel like he's gonna do great this season now that he's healthy. Right here we have Jeff Swaim. He was a sophomore last year, going into his third year. I'm gonna put him at D tier as well. He's similar with these players. They had a bad year last year. They didn't really do much for their team. And now that Jason Witten's coming in, I don't know if he's gonna do much. But Jason Witten's a little bit older, but we'll talk about him when it's his time. Next tight end right here, we have Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron had an amazing year last year. Like, all the years he had with Detroit, I think he had more touchdowns this year than he had in like 5 or 4 years with Detroit, which is kind of sad. But Eric Ebron went and balled out for the Colts. That was Andrew Luck's like favorite target other than T.Y. But with that amazing year last year, I think I'll have to put him as S tier. I think that is our first S tier player of the video. It might be a little bit too high, but I feel like he just balled out. He obviously made it to the Pro Bowl. That Luck and Ebron duo was just amazing this year. 12 touchdowns if I'm not mistaken. I believe he deserves S tier. On to the next tight end, we have Delanie Walker, who was hurt last year, but he's still an amazing tight end. He's getting a little bit older, but he still goes out there and balls out, so that's why I have him at A tier. I feel like he's similar to Jared Cook. They just go out there and ball, and he's definitely a top 10 tight end in my eyes. Zach Ertz right here, easily S tier. If you don't think he's top 3 tight ends, top 3 is a little bit debatable, so that's why I said top 3, because you'll see the other two. You'll see the other two because Ebron's not top 3, but you'll obviously see the other two, and I think you know who I'm talking about. But Zach Ertz is definitely S tier. Jason Witten right here he's coming out of retirement and he's old, so that's why I'm gonna put him at B tier. He's obviously had an amazing career, but he's older now. He's skipped 2 years, 1 year, and he was commentating the whole time. But we don't know how he'll play this year. So that's why I'm going to put him at B tier, because I feel like he's still going to go out there and get catches for you. But he's just a little bit older, so I do not know what he's going to do. Jordan Reed right here, if healthy, just listen out. If healthy, he's definitely at A tier. The guy's a top 10 tight end, but that's health-wise. That's all that matters, because the man's just been injured. So if he could just stay healthy, he's definitely a top tight end, and the Redskins have a great tight end in him, but he just needs to stay healthy. Evan Ingram right here, next tight end, is going to be another B tier type player. He's still young. He's a speedy tight end, which is great for a tight end because he could just blow past some defenders, and that's good because not many tight ends are very speedy, but he's just young and hasn't done much. And we know he has potential, but he hasn't shown the potential that we see in him. But hopefully this year he balls out, especially with Odell, and maybe Daniel Jones might pass it to him if Daniel Jones plays this year. But you know, Dave Gettleman loves Eli, so we don't know. But Ben Watson right here, older guy, he came out of retirement like Jason Witten just to play with the Patriots. He said, "Oh, Gronk's done, I'll come up." So he's playing with the Patriots, but I am going to put him at C tier because he's a little bit older, and he really didn't do much for the Saints. So that's why I have him at C tier, even though he is a good tight end, but he's just old in age and he retired. So that's why I have him at C tier. He could be in B tier with Witten, but I think he's C tier. Next tight end right here we have is Tyler Kroft, and I think that this guy's D tier. He didn't really do much last year, and now he's on the Buffalo Bills, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. And the Buffalo Bills last year, they had Charles Clay, and he didn't do much, so that's why I'm putting Charles Clay also in D tier. So I don't think Tyler Kroft is going to be a great tight end. But right here, on to the next tight end, we have Chris Henderson, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. And I am going to put him in C tier with CJ and Benjamin Watson. I don't think he's a great tight end, obviously, or a good tight. Well, let me not say he's not a good tight end. He's a decent tight end, but he's definitely better than these players, in my opinion. So that's why I have him at the C tier. Next tight end we have is Darren Waller, I believe his name is. I do not know why he's on this list. I don't know if he changed teams and he's on a new team other than the Raiders, because it says 2019 starting tight ends. But you already have Jeff Swaim, or Swam, however you say his last name, and Jason Witten. That's 2 tight ends. So how are they both going to start? And then you already have Jared Cook for the Raiders. But I'm going to put him at D tier. He's not really a big name guy, and he doesn't really do much. I haven't even seen him play, to be honest. So that's why I put him at D tier. Another D tier player right here is Tyler Higbee. And also Disley, I don't know how to say his last name. I think those two are D tier players. They're just there, basically. They're big guys. They're just there. I don't think they do much on offense. They're just there either to block or get you like 2 yards. But those 3 players haven't really done much to be higher in this list. Next tight end, we have the second-year tight end who's already captain for the 49ers, and that is George Kittle. He made it to the Pro Bowl. He leads the league in tight ends in history, so that's why he's obviously S tier. I would bring out my jersey, but I don't have it with me. I'm at a different house, so it's at my other house. So that's why I can't pull it out, unfortunately. But he's obviously an S tier tight end. If you think otherwise, fight me. Jimmy Graham, a great tight end right here. He had a bad year last year, which sucks, because the year before he made it to the Pro Bowl, and years before he's been an all-star, basically. He's been a great tight end, but last year he just did horrible. I think he only had 2 touchdowns with Aaron Rodgers. With Aaron Rodgers, only 2 touchdowns, which kind of sucked, but hopefully he could have a bounce-back year, but that's why I'm going to put him at B tier. He could obviously be A tier, because I feel like he could be a top 10 tight end in the league. But how he performed last year, that's why I'm going to put him at B tier. Another player from the NFC North, though, is Kyle Rudolph, and I am going to put him above Jimmy Graham and put him in the A tier. Even though Kyle Rudolph kind of declined last year, he was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago, and I feel like he's still a good tight end. The Patriots were trying to get him because he's a good tight end, and he could replace Gronk, but hopefully he works out this year. The Vikings were obviously bad last year, so I don't blame him for being a little bit bad, but maybe this year they'll bounce back and be good, so that'll help Kyle Rudolph as well. And then on to the next tight end, the final tight end that has played in the league, Travis Kelce, easily S tier. There are the top 3 tight ends in my opinion. If you disagree, I don't know who else would be in the top 3 between these, or other than these 3, but if you have someone else in the top 3 tight ends, let me know down in the comments, because I don't know who else. But Travis Kelce goes out there, balls out. He had the record for most receiving yards for a tight end, I'm pretty sure, until George Kittle beat it 30 minutes later. But let's not talk about that. Or was that Zach Ertz? I don't know. I'm getting them confused. I'm pretty sure it was Travis Kelce, but I may be wrong at the same time. So yeah, it was Travis Kelce. I was right. For a second, I was confusing him with Zach Ertz. I don't know why, but Travis Kelce had the record for less than an hour, 30 minutes basically, and then George Kittle broke it. But S tier, obviously. And then last but not least, we have the 3 rookies. This is Noah Fant. I think he's going to be really good for the Broncos. I feel like he fits the Broncos. Same thing with TJ. Matthew Stafford has a tight end to throw it to. That's not Eric Ebron now. So I feel like they're both going to be really good. I do not know much about this guy. I think his last name's Waring, and he's the rookie for the Texans. But I do not know much. But Noah Fant, I'm going to put them in B tier, both Noah and TJ. And then this guy, I'm not going to rank him because I do not know absolutely anything. So I apologize if you guys are a Texans fan and know a lot about this guy, but I don't know anything. But that is the lineup. I am not going to make any changes because I think it's perfect. But let me know down in the comments if you disagree or agree with any of my predictions. Let me know which players should go up, which should go down, which should be a tier higher or lower. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. And with that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Like always, I will be posting more videos soon. But till next time, guys, take care. Have a great day. And peace out.